welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then thank you so much for joining us. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to maximize your rewards from the Stygian Restricted Area. You can make so much gold in a day, like over 100k, and you can get free gear and all that stuff, and you don't actually have to buy it. When I first logged on, it was before the event, so I had to wait before I could play. So I just went into the event tab up there and was checking stuff out. This is what it looked like. There are 2 new bosses, but they're going to be locked to me until I'm level 125. And I don't know when I'm going to get that, but when I do, I'll make videos on them. Okay, so hit the Stygian tab on the top left and it'll take you right in there. It's going to show you your warehouse, which is located at the top of the screen. I immediately forgot where this was because I was so excited I wasn't paying attention. So just remember, it's right there at the top. The first tab is for your stuff. The second tab is for your equipment and weapons and stuff. And then the third one is for keys that you get or earn through the NPCs. In the meantime, go to Black Market at the top of your screen and go to Melee and buy a sword. And then scroll down to equipment and get a shield. You do this so the zombies don't kill you with 2 hits or you end up having to use a lot of band-aids. It's better initially if you just use these 2 things instead of going in with all of your gear, because you're probably going to die and then you're going to lose everything. Next, you want to go to each NPC and activate their quests, because during regular gameplay you'll complete them and get free gear and weapons, more Stygian coins, food, all that kinds of stuff. It's awesome. So don't forget to do this. I forget almost every day until I've done 10 rounds, when I could have just completed them all by then. They also sell food, medicine, weapons, gear, all that stuff. And as you level up, you unlock more NPCs and their stuff gets better and better until the girl at the end sells gold stuff, and you don't pay Stygian coins for most of it. The first couple you do, but it's very cheap compared to Black Market. But by the end, they only take items. You get these during regular gameplay. You do not have to buy them. I'm going through really quick and showing you the type of items you'll need. It's really easy to get most of them. The gold items are a little bit harder, but that's really if you go for the chests that are supposed to have specifically gold items. But even then you go to them and sometimes they have junk. I get a lot of gold stuff just from killing zombies. Zombies drop pretty much everything in the game. They drop pictures, gold armor, purple stuff, weapons, medicine, food. That's why we bring the sword, so we can run up behind them and snap their necks really quick and have them drop us super awesome stuff. People will loot most of the board, but they'll leave the zombies, which is crazy because they drop the best stuff. There's a fat zombie with yellow overalls. He specifically drops weapons and gear. I've never killed one and not got weapons or gear, and one dropped Belle of the Vast once. And I've gotten several types of guns from him. I haven't bought any gold things from the black market, and this is what my inventory looks like just from the stuff that I've earned through the NPCs. I'm saving my gold stuff for level 3. I keep trying to get into the parties, but they won't let me because I guess too many people are stuck on level 2 right now, trying to get their points to max to get into level 3. Or they're scared, I don't know. You do have to pay 18,000 coins to get in. Each round you have to pay more and more Stygian coins. So I just suggest, after you get towards the end, the timer's running out, just grab as much stuff as you can, even mats, so that you could just sell them in the black market. Or just recycle them really quick. Every little bit helps. Once you get in and start collecting legendary sigils, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars in a day in gold coins. It's awesome. So the goal of the mission is to go in and gather as much stuff as you can and make it out with that stuff. If you die, it stays behind. you have a lockbox. It's located underneath your tactical gear stuff right there. If you put things in it when you're in a round, you get to keep them when you come out. So if you get purple stuff or gold stuff or keys, put them in there immediately so that people won't kill you and then you don't get to keep them. I'll be showing you guys how to do that once we get into it. These are the skills you can get as you level up. I did my storage first. It was very expensive to get all the way to the end, but it's so worth it. And then I invested in my tactical gear because people freak out if you drop a turret or throw a Molotov. They just run, or it hurts them a lot. So you have a chance of escaping if you get surrounded. Drop a turret and just haul it and you'll get away most of the time. If you do die though, don't give up. I've done 240 rounds. I'm only at like half win success rate. But the point is you get sigils every time. Like, that's what you want to try and do. So when you come out, the loss isn't really a loss because you're putting that towards your sigil levels. And those can affect you in Stygian as well as outside Stygian. Mostly outside. And the stat boosts are crazy. You can get ones that have blue or purple or even gold. I didn't know you can have gold until a friend of mine showed me. This is his, and he said as soon as he opened it, it had a gold stat. It wasn't from upgrading or anything. It was already there, which is just crazy to me. I did not know you could do that. So any that I get that are under 500, I just sell them in the black market. And people can pay upwards of $30,000 to $18,000 per sigil. That is so much. I went into this with next to no gold, and now I'm up to 400,000 with 100,000 waiting to be approved by the system. Be careful though, you don't want to go selling them all willy-nilly. You want to always check the rating first. It's at the top there underneath the name. Any over 500, you should keep those until you get better ones. The gold ones cap at level 25 and the purple ones cap at level 20. If you switch to a better sigil with a better rating, your character power will drop, but that's only because it takes more for the levels for gold ones than it does purple. Just add more sigils as you play to that one, and the rating will go over what the purple one had by a lot. And then you'll get your power back plus some. When you sell your sigils, it'll go into funds under review. That's so the system can make sure that you're not overcharging. Some people are charging millions. I tried charging 600,000 for one of mine because that's what other people were selling theirs for. And I got a notification in mail saying that I was trying to overcharge people, and I got a warning. So I had to drop them back down to 30,000, and now the prices have dropped to around 20. This is what it looks like in mail when it tells you that your stuff has sold. But like I said, it'll go into review, and it takes a day for it to go into your actual funds for you to claim. Back to the sigils anyway. It's so scattered. There's so much to cover. I got discouraged when I saw that the sigils capped off at a certain level. But the cool thing about that is once you do that, you can keep going back to get more gold sigils, and if you get better ones than the ones you have but you don't want to change them, you could just hang on to them and level them up, because the more of them that you have of the same type, the more boosts that you get towards your outside made character, and you can get boosts that affect your Stygian character. I'm going to show you a clip of a round where I get gold Corbuses so you can see what they look like coming out of boxes. These are sigils. This is what you're looking to get. As soon as you get them, put them in your lockbox. Blue stacked to 5, purple stacked to 2, and gold has its own spot. They don't stack. This is what the gold Corbuses look like coming out of the supply boxes. These are used in the Gold Rush event To get to it, you hit Journey of Darkness in the top of your screen, and then you go to Gold Rush, and you can use them here. You hit Identify underneath the gold little bird there, and it'll value each one of the ones that you have. It'll only do 10, but it gives you gold coins or gold vouchers, which you can use in the gold voucher shop to get all kinds of upgrade items, which is pretty cool. After I got my 10, I got an additional 43, and then after that I stopped getting them. It was around level 250-ish or something like that. Ever since, they've just been sitting in my inventory because they do a 1-for-1 ratio exchange in silver, and I was thinking if I waited till the end of the event, maybe I'd get something better, but it's super annoying me just sitting in my inventory, so I'm just gonna sell them. There, that's better. I feel better now. Hopefully we don't need them later. You might want to save them just in case you do. I don't know. Back to that clip, I'm going to let it play for a second because I want you to see the difference of the boxes that you get in places that are thick with NPCs as opposed to not. You see me do a lot of running around the map, and you don't always get the best stuff. Like, any box can have anything in it. But if you go to a place that has a lot of NPCs, like the main areas, the ports and stuff, especially here, you could get good things. In these tents, I almost always get something that will get me a legendary sigil in the NPC shops if I don't just outright get it here. Like that radio, if you mix that with a pair of headphones, then you can get a golden legendary sigil. I love these tents. See? And you got the radio that you mix with it, and there's a legendary sigil right there. If the box opens fast like this, then it usually doesn't have anything good. The ones that have around 6 seconds usually have something purple or a legendary sigil. So if it's taking a long time, it's really worth it to stick it out. Don't just run away. That's why you want to make sure you have armor on so you can survive and get your awesome prize. I die so many times trying to make this escape right here. But luckily in this one we made it. At least for the moment. All that gunfire is going to draw bad guys. You don't want to go shooting your gun off all crazy because it's an alarm to where you are. Especially if you're hurt, you don't want some guy just sneaking up on you because they will wait until NPCs break your shield to get you. So I like to run and hide just to heal up real quick and get my bearings. So anyone who hears the gunfire doesn't just come and kill me. Plus, it gives you time to get any of the awesome stuff that you got in those boxes into your lockbox. That spot usually hides me pretty well, but the leaves are weird, so I'm gonna hide over here really quick. And just as expected, you'll see that the map lights up with all these red footprints. Those are bad guys coming to feed on the people stuck in a gun battle. You'll see them all come running. It's without fail, I promise you. Usually it's way easier to hide, especially if you have noob gear on. I actually much rather prefer that to the white sweater. I don't know how they didn't see me. It gives it away. You're like a beacon. Especially when you're running and they're chasing you, they just have to follow the white. If you have on the noob gear, it's camo or black, and you can hide much better, especially in bushes like this. I am not good at PvP. It takes a while for my screen to turn on mobile. I think it would be much easier on PC, but I'd have to learn the controls, and I'm just too lazy for that. So my strategy is just to duck and cover and wait for them to pass, because I am seriously outnumbered right now. One-on-one would probably be easier, but not like this. If you die, everything that's not in your lockbox is lost to you, and all your gear and weapons that you came in with, everything is gone. They could take all of it. The only way you could get any of it back is if your teammates survive the mission, the round, and they go to your box and get your stuff and leave with it. Then it'll be returned to you. They don't get to keep it. If you pick up your teammates' items, it'll have like a little Chinese icon on it. I don't know what it means. Probably it means friends. I don't know. But those items go back to your teammate when you leave. You don't get to keep those. So if you get pinned down like this, just wait it out. Unless you're a PvPer, you could run out, but I'm usually the last one on my team to survive. Even when I have PvP people on my team that are like OP or whatever, with all gold stuff, they run out and they die. I mean, never underestimate the power of idiots in large groups, right? This goes on for quite a while, so I'm gonna speed it up like hella fast. And I'm gonna show you one of the super awesome bonuses of waiting it out. You wanna mark your evacuation points so you don't get turned around. I've done that and run all the way to the wrong side, and then the mission timed out, and I lost everything I gathered, and it sucked big time. So now that the danger's passed, you can go out and loot the boxes of everyone that died that wasn't you. Lots of people that come in here have on gold gear and stuff, so they don't necessarily need the boxes that drop. Especially if it's their teammates, they don't want to pick it up and waste the space in their inventory, carrying around something they can't keep. So that was just a green box, but I've found gold boxes and purple boxes, and it's really awesome that, you just let them run around gathering stuff, and they do all the killing, and then you get the rewards. I'm a freaking vulture, I don't even care. I'll go around and get it. I spend so much time hiding and not dying that, a lot of times that's the way you get things. This is another good way, is by killing zombies. They drop good stuff, but not always. Sometimes it's trash. You just leave that behind. You shouldn't, waste your storage. Unless the timer gets too low, then you just want to pad your bag with whatever you can find. Because when you go out, you can sell it for Stygian coins. And, like I say, every little bit helps. I love when they drop health stuff like that because Band-Aids sell really fast on the outside. Probably, for not as much as other stuff, but you could put that stuff up and it'll just sit there. Band-Aids sell for sure. So it's like instant money. Just remember to bring a sword because for whatever reason, you can't kill the zombies without one. Even if you try and break their neck, they'll just get back up. You can't kill them without a sword, even if you have a gun. It just won't work. I don't know why. Here, this one drops a sword. I love when they drop weapons and gear because that's just one less thing you have to buy. They also drop food, like regular food. But they also drop these special food, which give you awesome boosts in the game. Like defense, armor penetration on the other people, or protection from zombies, which is really good because when you're trying to gather and they're hitting you, they can kill you. That's happened to me before. It really sucks. Once your inventory gets full or you're satisfied with the items you've got, carefully make your way to one of the evacuation points. There's one that's random, I guess, it can move around the map, and there's a chance it could take you out. It's a chance evacuation site, or the permanent one. Just be careful because people will camp those. When you get out of the round, your sigils will be mailed to you. If they don't appear in your sigil section, leave this area and they will be in your inventory on the outside. You just hit use on them and they'll go in your sigils folder. You can find that in your menu towards the bottom. Then you just go in and take the ones you earned and use them to level up your other ones. It's super awesome, and those stats help your character so much. I got a legendary sigil from this little toolbox here. I showed you on the map where I got it. It's like a little house in a logging camp. Now, when you leave, you take that, and you open up your menu, go down to sigils, find it in there, and select it, and then hit sell. Without this, I was selling the mats that I gathered around the map, and you don't get enough for them, and you end up needing them later, and it sucks when you don't have them and you're trying to upgrade your stuff and it costs the materials that you sold. So I recommend doing this event, even if you hate it, just for the money, because it is so helpful, and you don't lose a bunch of stuff that you spent so long earning. I posted stuff before I did that round, and I only got this little bit of money. 4,703. That is just so wrong for all that effort. This is where one of my transactions finally paid out a day later, and you could see the difference. I mean, that's amazing. And that was just selling one sigil. So if you get a whole bunch in one day, you can get a ton of money. I usually end up spending my gold on upgrades and stuff though, so it doesn't sit there very long. But you get over 100k in a day. I mean, I've gotten 3 to 5 sometimes, so I definitely recommend it. It does take a lot of silver though to upgrade your sigils, so here's some different ways that you can get silver. I made a bunch of videos on how you can get silver really fast, so you might want to go check those out because those have ways that you can get larger amounts of silver, and it's really helpful. Now I'm going to go into my inventory and use those items that we got and buy a legendary sigil. It's probably going to mess me up because I sell so many of those for people to see that you don't need to buy them. But it's really easy to get them this way and to find them in the game. You do not have to pay for them. It's just a waste of your money, especially since on the outside you use gold. I wouldn't do it. It's just a waste. And furthermore, they don't really upgrade your sigils more than the purple ones. And you get those way more frequently. And the blue ones too. A few of those, it's the same thing. Just, use the stuff you gather. It's way cheaper. I don't know how well this is going to work after the event too. And it ends in a few days. So I suggest getting as many as you can and just selling them so you could get the gold while you can. That's what I'm doing. There is a limit or cap on how many sigils you can get a week. If you open up your chat when you go into a round, it will be there under system. When you go in, they'll spam you with so many system things of the stuff you're picking up and the stuff people are doing on the outside that it could take a second to find. But just scroll up in the chat and you'll find it. I play from 11 in the morning until 2 in the morning. I only take a break around 8 o'clock to 9 because that's when the guild events start and no one is in the lobby. Otherwise, I would just keep going. When you first start, they give you a storyline. This is that. It has you go into the black market and list some items to teach you how to do that, but I'd been doing that already. You could sell the resources and stuff that you get, like we talked about earlier, and then you can get Stygian coins, and that helps so you could buy things from the NPCs and black market and stuff like that. I usually price my stuff at the lowest so it sells fast. If you want to be able to sell more, you go on the bottom and you pay to unlock the bottom slots. That you use Stygian coins for. Now it's going to walk you through how to do the dailies with the NPCs. And when you go in the game, you complete those quests and you get free items. You click that right there and it'll open this and you go to purchase items and you could buy stuff from them like that. As you level up from playing, you will get more NPCs with more items. I showed you guys that in the beginning, so we don't need to cover that too much. It's trying to put me in a match, but I'm trying to complete this storyline real quick. It's just trying to teach you the basics, the stuff I already showed you, but it doesn't really go into details on it. It just shows you how to get started. After you equip a sigil, it is bound to you, even the legendary ones, and those are the only ones you can sell. So before you do that, make sure that it's one you want to keep. Try to keep the rating over 5. Like, if it's 560 or something, hang on to it. If it's over 600, definitely hang on to it. If it's like 400 below, just sell it. It's garbage. You'll get better ones rather quickly. Next, he's going to make us learn how to use the black market, but we already know that, so we're just going to skip through. In Sherry's shop is where you buy the basic stuff, but you can also get your medicine and food here. I don't recommend buying it because you can get it in the rounds. And also, the food inside here does not affect your character on the outside. So, my Stygian character, I keep it fed all the time. Every time she gets hungry, I give her food. I don't have any right now, so I'm just going to buy some real quick to show you. If you feed her in here and then go on the outside, your character will still be starving. The food will just keep dropping on the outside. It doesn't matter if this character is taken care of. See, I eat all the time. Almost every round I come out, my character is starving. So I feed her. But this is what the outside character looks like. The food just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And after a while, you'll just collapse. It's the same thing if you sleep in here. Your character will eventually lose its mind. That's why they have these shots in the Stygian shop. It's just to keep your character alive long enough for you to keep playing. And from going insane, obviously. But those are just band-aids. You have to come out and actually take care of your character, because if you don't, the character in there will get all messed up. Like if your one out here is dirty, then it'll draw zombies while you're in Stygian, and you don't need that. It gives away your location when you're trying to hide. People will see them going towards you and know you're hiding there. You don't need that at all. It sucks. So just come out and eat. I make this character obese usually, so the hunger doesn't run out as fast. But if you don't like your character being in the red with that little notification, you can eat a salad and it'll drop it back down. Hamburgers seem to work the fastest in getting the food up, so I try to keep those on me. But a couple salads also, in case I have to come out like for clan battles, because your character slows down if it's too fat. This is how you can fix your weight if you feel like you're too fat or too skinny and it makes you not prepared for doing a mission, so you don't slow down when you're running or whatever, or if you're too weak and then pass out. Item evacuations serve as an emergency escape route. Say people are camping the permanent one. The items change, not necessarily each round, but they do change and the locations change. I don't know why this happens, because you'll bring in an item that was in the last round and it'll be completely irrelevant in the next round. Sometimes the item is in a box, like the wristwatch right there was like right up the stairs. I wanted to see what it did and it just made me leave. I thought it would take Jen with me, but it just left her in there all by herself. After getting sigils a few times, when you go out, there will be this like quest to talk to this guy. He's trying to teach you about biosigils, which I don't know why, because you get the quest after you've done some of them, so you already know by now. So Undawn logic, whatever. It doesn't even give you a reward or anything. You think it would give you some sigils to do it, but it doesn't. Next, we're going to be talking about the storage key basement locations. You get the keys in the NPC shops using the items that you've gathered during your normal gameplay. Sometimes you can find the keys. I found some in trash bags in the Stygian map, so you can get them that way, or you could just buy them from the NPCs. You can also buy them in the black market, but don't do that. They just charge way too much. We're going to start off with storage basement as number 1. I already have a bunch of those keys. It took me a while to get some of the gold ones. The purple ones weren't so bad, but there is one that you need a portrait for that's pretty hard to get. People were selling the portrait for like 40k in the shop, but no one was buying it, I guess, because they dropped it down to 20. It's the same as the other gold ones, which is crazy because I've only got 2 of those portraits in this entire time. Okay, so that's how you can get them from them. Let's get right to the storage basement one. Jump off this ledge here, and it's going to be right there. Now we're going to take the key out of our lockbox because that is where you always keep it until you use it. You do not want to die and have them get that. Then just press storage basement key and it'll put you right in there. This is a blue key, so it's one of the lower level ones. The stuff you should expect to get in here is not that great, but I've gotten some pretty awesome stuff in here and then really bad stuff on the gold keys. So I think it's just a chance thing. See, already it's not too bad. That you can get a legendary sigil with in the NPC store, and we already have just gotten a legendary sigil, so I mean, it's pretty decent, especially for a blue one. Alright, so that's the storage basement one. Next, we're going to be doing the port basement. I had actually used mine for a quest, so I have to go back in and buy another one. Alright, so this one is the port. It's the one with the big ship. I always get this one mixed up with dock because they both have boats. The ones with a lot of NPCs around them are supposed to have better items, so we'll see. A lot of junk, but the hat and sigil and bolts were good. I don't know what these are for. On the outside, you can use them to make antibiotics, but you don't have a crafting section in here. I don't know, maybe I just am not seeing it. If you guys know how to turn that into antibiotics, please leave it in the comments, because I am so at a loss. I just leave it. Did make me aware that I have no space in my inventory for anything else, though. That's nice. Right into the lockbox. You get way too many of these, but any of the purple items sell for a few hundred Stygian coins, so I try and grab them when I can. I'm pretty sure I got everything, but I'm just gonna look around real quick. Yeah, got everything. Okay, so number 3 is going to be dock basement. This one's a purple key also, and it looks like that. And remember, put it right in the lockbox every time, because I've forgotten and people got it off me. I was very upset about it. Alright, so I forgot to pull up the map. It's at this dock right here, but the opposite way that I'm facing, underneath the tent. That's my favorite rifle too, so that's cool. I'm about to start acting real crazy. It's because Jen told me that there's 4 bad guys sitting up there camping the hole. So I didn't know if they were coming down or what. She said the teammates saw what was going on and that they're trying to run them off, but I don't know. I just sort of figured I should probably grab as much as I could before they did. Maybe I could get it in my lockbox. They're getting them. He got another one. Jen says he's chasing them. I guess they took off. Nice. All done here. Moment of truth. Yay, we made it! Number 4 is the Blackwater Basement. This one is a gold key. You need the Unknown painting for it. It's really hard to get that one. It drops so little. You need it for a quest too. You could just buy it. It's 20,000, but you know. I mean, you get so much from this. Personally, I'm cheap. I earned mine. I went and found them. Blackwater is right in the middle of the city. It is so dangerous. I waited until a lot of time went by and a lot of people had died before I tried it. See, this is what I mean. This is a gold key, and they're giving me level 1 and 2 mats and anti-buffers that don't do anything. This is ridiculous. The blue ones were better at this point. It's a good thing they put that in a vault. This is so heartbreaking. I think that's everything too. Leaving is always the scariest part. I'm just glad Jen's out there guarding. She's awesome. Number 5 is the Refinery Basement. This one and the last one scared me. That's why I saved them for the end. They're usually crazy packed with people. This one's a gold key too. I'm thinking this one might have been the one that needed the painting, and the last one needed the ring. I don't know, you could check it under keys. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I've been up all night. I'm sorry. I have waited too long to get this video out. Seriously, any longer and the gold Corbus event will just be over. It's over in like 5 days or something. I've been working on this video for like a month. It's crazy. This armor is good, but out of context it's messed up because when Jen came down here in hers, she got gold boots one time and a gold shield another time. But every time I come in these, I get purple. It's like, ugh. She has all the luck. So, if you ever come down here and just get purple, know it's Jen's fault. I'm just kidding. My favorite part about the keys is that if you hide for a long time in the map and then you come out and you try and get boxes, they're usually all gone. But if you have a key, then you could still leave with a whole bunch of stuff in your bag. Sometimes it's even valuable stuff, like we've seen in the videos. Sometimes there's good things. So I really like them for that. I tried to carry some in my bag every time I went, but you really do need that spot. I got like 3 legendaries before, and I had so many blue sigils, I had nowhere to put them. You can never be too mad about having like too much good stuff though. I added in this clip because it's pretty funny and there's a lesson to be learned. Watch the words at the top of the screen. And then the ones at the bottom. My teammate is like, "It's a miracle I'm alive," and immediately gets sniped right after. I laughed, not to be mean, but just because that was so messed up, man. That poor guy. I've been hiding before up against a wall, and I'll turn around and there'll be like 2 guys with sniper scopes at the back of my head, just waiting for me to turn around before they shoot me. It is so dirty, and I bet that's what happened. He closed his text window, and then the guy was right there, I bet. This is the justice. There's an enemy team. It's just wiped out my whole team, including Jen. I'm gonna run out there in a second and try and get her box. I'm gonna equip the gun and try and put as many accessories I can on it to make room in my bag. And then I'm gonna go hide. This is her box right here. That's the little Chinese symbol that I was talking about. That means it's your friends, and when you leave, they're going to get all that back. You're not going to get to keep any of it. She had better things than me, so I'm going to equip it so I have better chance of surviving and getting out other stuff. But also, if you equip the guns and put the accessories on it, it saves you space. I found this little house behind that house because bad guys usually come straight after me back there. I've gotten so many legendaries in that house, so I'm pretty sure that's why they do that. But if you crouch, you can get into this little house. It's like a shed, and you can't run into it, so if they try and follow you, they think that you went somewhere else because you have to crouch to get in, and a lot of people don't know that. I've like hidden here when groups have surrounded me and were like looking for me all over, and they never came in. I've never been caught in here. So what's happening here is my daughter had called me, and so I went downstairs and she was watching Pokemon. I don't really even like Pokemon that much. I don't dislike it. I'm just not into it. But she showed me this part where Ash got turned into stone and all the Pokemon started crying and their tears go to him and it starts to unturn him to stone. And then it wasn't enough, and so Pikachu started crying, and because he loved him so much, his tears brought him back to life. It was the cutest, sweetest, saddest thing I've ever seen, but I got all into it, and I forgot I was in a round. Then I came back and saw what was happening. It takes 6 minutes to clear this board from one side to the other if you're running full. So I ran and tried to call the helicopter. But someone already used it, and it can only be used once. So I'm almost out of time. I was freaking out. I thought, man, I'm at least gonna try. And then I remembered that I have the Reaver's radio, which the boat required last round for the emergency evacuation. So I'm like, oh, I have that. I'm gonna run to the boat and I'm gonna take the emergency evacuation because that only takes 15 seconds. Hoping against hope, I decided to try this one more time. Doesn't matter, it takes 2 minutes to come and then you have to evacuate. It would have taken too long, so I just booked it for the boat. And this is what I was talking about right here. Just because one round they want the Reaver's radio doesn't mean the very next round they want something else. And what's messed up is Jen had gotten this before she died. It's a precision locator, and she'd offered it to me, and I was like, no, just keep it. You could trade it for money. And I could have used it. At this point, there is no escape. All I can do is stand here and watch myself die. It's so messed up. But that's the karma. Don't laugh at your teammates. And don't wander off and watch Pokemon with one of your kids. If you're gonna AFK, set an alarm or something. I would say, because now I came out with nothing just like my poor teammate, but at least I got the Sigils, which is the absolute goal for me, so I still kinda won. Moving on, here are some weapons crate locations. This one is at the refinery on the ledge right there. The second and third one is going to be at the dock. It's the middle location by the water. The crates are not all the same. Some have different specifications for each gun. This one is a submachine gun, and then the one down by the water is a sniper rifle. They don't always have guns. Sometimes it's accessories. Sometimes they're good accessories like purple, and then other times they're like garbage white ones. I try to always check those first though, in case you get purple bullets or an SVD. That's my favorite sniper rifle. I like the PP Bison for a submachine and the AK-47 for the assault rifle. So if I see those, I snatch them right up. Sometimes if I have space, I'll put them in my lockboxes so I can make sure that I take them out. This one and the next one are at the storage place on the water, a little further down from where we just were. These next few are in the city. There's one on this side of the basketball court, and then I'm going to run around, and there's another one on the other side. I'm pretty sure there are plenty more in the city. I was just trying to grab a few from each place in case you get pinned down there and need a gun. There's also a good sniper rifle on the boat. I think that's at the port. But it's guarded by two very aggressive NPCs, so maybe don't try for that one unless you have a shield on. I love this box. I almost always get legendaries from it. It's guarded by the Nightmare though, so be careful. I'm just giving this guy a second to turn around so he doesn't aggro. This one is a shotgun crate. Just be careful because there are a bunch of dudes that like to camp the bridge. So if you shoot, they'll come for you. I thought this was a funny clip because me and Jen thought, hey, we'll bridge camp the bridge campers. Get some justice for all of us people they take out. But the end result is basically don't be a bridge camper. Because if you try, you will get the justice that they deserve as well. Here they come, camping the bridge, killing our little team members. And oh yes, now it's time for justice. That's what I'm thinking. See how they like it. Oh yeah. The thing to remember about this, though, is teams are made up of 4, not 1. So running out to get the box right now is not smart, but I decided to risk it. Don't do this. Because, oh yes, his team was watching. And at least for me, this is the result of being a douche and bridge camping. There was no justice in that. I mean, at least I killed one guy. Anyway, it does give us the opportunity to segue into how you get your items back after your teammates find them and bring them out for you. We're just going to pretend like this is the outfit I had on and not that white one. If that doesn't happen though, and you choose to buy new gear, just remember that you can trade your gold for Stygian coins and don't use your RC for it because you get far less, and you can use your RC in the gold shop to get much more important things to directly upgrade your main character, so you don't want to waste it here. I did that and now I have no RC and I feel real dumb about it. And remember, you can always get gear in the matches. This one, I actually find some gold gear. I'm super stoked about it, but I'm pretty careless after I get it. I mean, initially, I'm real cautious, and then I just make a bolt for the exit, and you should not do that. You should be careful and cautious the whole time, because I do end up losing it. I thought maybe I shouldn't add it because it looks so bad for me, but where's the honesty in that, right? So I include when I lose. I'd been super stoked about the purple boxes I had found, but this was like, oh my god. That's what the gold boxes look like. Sometimes you get in there and they just have gold first aid boxes, but this one actually had gold armor. I was like, oh yeah, this is so great. But I also knew that I had to get in and out because bad guys were probably coming. Usually, if a team kills someone in gold drops and they don't pick it up, their teammates are not far behind to get it. So it's like they told them, hey, there's a gold box back there. And so to get to it quick is the goal. You just want to make sure you have space. This is what happens when you pick up a bunch of garbage. Then you're stuck right there, all vulnerable, trying to make room. You should try and make sure you have some spots left, just in case you come across an awesome box like this. I didn't see any bad guys, so I decided to go over to the other purple box and try and get as much as I can. It ends up having tactical gear in it, which is amazing. That lets you throw Molotov cocktails or whatever your projectile is, and turrets, which is my favorite because it makes people run. That is, of course, if you remember to drop it. When people sneak up on me suddenly, I panic and usually forget to drop it. I just open fire and die. You have to try to remember to use the things you unlocked in your skills, because otherwise they're just not useful. I'm pretty satisfied with getting as much as I can from the boxes. I'm going to go run and hide and mark the map so that I can try and get out of here as soon as it's safe.
I've marked a spot.
Jen's still running around butt naked, so I told her about the boxes. So she's coming as quick as she can to try to get whatever she can also. After she grabs her stuff and hides, the map will start to show feet prints. They're coming. And it's best if you just sit and wait this out. At least that's what I do. She's far more brave than me. Maybe because she doesn't have gold stuff on her to lose. She was butt naked. I mean, how much can they take right now? I told her they're so close, but she's going back. This is not going to be good. The footprints on the map tell me there's at least 2 of them. Oh god, here they come, and she's right by the path. Yep, they saw her. She's down. Nope, she's dead. Poor Jen. I'll try and get her stuff once it's clear. Oh, she's so close. I can hear them moving around. Right here, I put my sword in my lockbox so they don't get it. Doesn't even dawn on me to put the armor in there. So dumb. Oh man, I kicked myself for that later. Alright, it looked clear, so I ran down and grabbed Jen's stuff. The problem with this is, if you remember, she came in naked with nothing, so that means this is the other player's things. Since she didn't come in with it, she's not going to get it back, so I'm just going to be keeping this when I leave. Since the bad guys are all that way, probably camping the bridge, I'm going to go up through the city, pray I survive, and try and cross the upper bridge, because there are two of them, and that one seems to be safer, so we're going to head that way. They just called the helicopter, and we do not have time to wait to cross because we're down to almost 3 minutes now. I hate going into the city, but we don't really have a choice. I can clearly see footsteps on the map, but I'm going to try and run past. Big mistake. I should have waited. And that is why. So that's how you can get gold gear in a round. Be more careful and you might be able to leave with it. This is why I said I should have put the gold armor in my lockbox. Instead, I've got these cheap things where if you just sell them real quick, it's barely enough to cover the fee that I paid to get in for that round. If you're running low on garbage gear like I am right now, you can go over and get your rewards from the NPCs that you earned during normal gameplay. You just complete them that way without even paying attention usually. They give you Stygian coins, gear, and sometimes legendary sigils, which is awesome. I'd been using garbage gear, that way I could save up my good gear for 3-star missions, but at some point me and Jen got sick of dying, so we were like, oh, we're just going to use gold gear and go in here and just dominate. If you get overconfident and overeager, a lot of times it does not work out well. This first round, we did good. We got a lot of rewards and even gold armor. I brought in food to boost my attack and defense, but I ended up not needing it. I had a great team this round, and we came out of it victorious with a lot of treasure. The problem with that is it makes you overconfident and really cocky, and in the next round, we do pay the price for that. I got extremely careless, but look at all this good stuff we got. It was like, oh man, we did it once, we can do it again, right? Now, I have to warn you, this one is probably gonna hurt you just as much as it hurt me. Normally, I'll hang back and observe the situation because people do camp spawn points for the kills, and I just ran in here all willy-nilly, and it is not good. This is by far the worst loss that I've taken since I started playing. Look at the map. Yeah, that was so bad. Oh, that hurt. Do you see that loss number? Do you see it? But look, though. In my defense, I've been in training match with that guy, and he shot me from his spawn point. So I'm pretty sure he has aimbot. He's a cheater. But still. I was close to getting that girl. My poor gear. But just take solace in knowing that I've replaced it all already. And to wash that out of our mind, here are some happy moments. You've just got to remember not to give up. You know, it's try again with this. Just as with everything. It's super fun. I love this, even when I lose. Because you get to go back, you can re-earn it. And the whole time, you're getting legendary sigils and stuff. So, you're not really losing. I mean, I've made enough today to replace that set at least twice. I've seen people give up and say that they hate this game because of Stygian now and that they're just going to quit. But there are so many good reasons why you should keep playing. The gold you get from doing this alone is amazing because normally you have to do clan battles and dailies and all that, and the grind is so hard. But in this, you get to treasure hunt and PvP if you're into that, and the reward at the end is lots and lots of gold. So I don't really see the downside. Yeah, you die, but I mean, you can always come back. And in the meantime, you're earning the sigils. You can remake the gear with the stuff that you gathered in the game, and it's super easy, and you don't have to pay anything to do that. It's just as easy as this. Open up your inventory, go down to the second tab, and that's where the stuff goes that you buy through the NPCs. So see, it's super easy to get the stuff back. You don't have to worry. It sucks when you lose it big time, but you could get it back with a little effort. All you have to do is gather when you're in there, and no worries. You don't have to go buying it for some obscene amount in the black market. You could just do it yourself. I mean, unless you want to, you make enough gold in this to transfer the gold into Stygian coins. So, I mean, it's really your choice. I really only ever buy garbage gear to go in there with, so I don't have to waste my gold until me and Jen have some weird messed up moment where we're like, yeah, let's get some revenge. But we've seen how that turns out, so I wouldn't recommend it. Stocking the black market in between each round, though, really does help with the coins. It seems like a small amount, but it does add up after a while. So the reasons that I want to state that I like this event is because you make so much gold. You can also earn the armor and stuff, or find it in the game. You get to battle zombies, which is one of the main reasons I downloaded this game, because, you know, zombies. You can earn stuff instead of having to buy it. You get a title if you have a good rank. And the sigils give you so much power. When I started this, I was at around 60,000. Now I'm almost 80,000. That's incredible. You get a crazy boost from doing this. And if you use the gold you get to put towards your character, it also gives you a lot of power. That's how I got mine up so high. You can go into the gold shop and buy talent points and put those towards your talents. That really helps too, and it makes you a lot stronger. It strengthens your character directly, but it also makes like your Molotovs or the acid grenade you throw on things in boss missions, or your turrets, your drones. It makes all of that stronger. Even though I'm making all that money and I don't really have to, I always do my dailies. You have to go in and do those because they help your clan grow, but also it gives you a lot of materials to upgrade your equipment. I also do as many of the events as I can without having to pay RC because it's just so ridiculously expensive. And you don't have to. There are always so many free events going on that give you upgrade material for your gear and silver and gold like right there. So you don't have to do the whole spending money thing. It's okay to play for free. You'll get to the same place as everyone else. It'll just take a little bit longer and you working a little bit harder. I bought a couple packs the other day, and all it really did was give me some like really slutty dress. It didn't give me that many boosts. So when you think about people paying and freak out like they're going to advance so much faster, it doesn't really affect it. You still have to put the work in and gather resources and do your dailies and stuff. You can get these coupons from doing that, and you could buy upgrade materials in this little merchant area. Try to get them every day. Just by doing your dailies, it should give you enough to get all of them. I always try to get the armor inserts, if nothing else, because it makes your gear give you like a lot more damage and defense and things, and that's super important to me. All of the upgrading will cost quite a bit in silver, but you can use some of the gold that you got and go buy silver in the gold shop. That way you can keep your upgrading going as long as you don't run out of the materials you need to upgrade. Your job is also important because that's your main support. Your drone's important, and don't neglect your little ball guy. I forget about him quite a lot. Poor little dude. So just as a recap, reasons not to quit Undawn, let alone Stygian. You get gold, power, and treasure. It's so fun. It's like an Easter egg hunt. I see people in chat saying they're quitting, and it's so disappointing. They just don't know what they're doing, I think. So hopefully this helps. I know it was long, but there was so much to cover. I'm sure I missed some things. If I did, just put it in the comments and I'll try and cover it better. There were just so many clips. Trying to put an order to them was like so hard. But there it is. This is why I love this event. This one took up a lot of time. That's why I hadn't posted in a while. But if you liked it, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more of my videos. I'll be able to put up more now that I'm done with this one. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye!